So you want to improve your first touch out the air. This skill is one of the main reasons the best players always seem to have extra time and space on the ball. Now this video is part 2 in my series on how to improve your first touch. In part 1, we talked about how to improve your first touch on the ground. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to improve your first touch out the air. So if you want to take your game to the next level, then this is the video for you. We're going to go over why it's difficult but important to develop this skill, the technique you need to control the ball out the air successfully, and then I'm going to give you a couple of simple drills you can do by yourself that will immediately help you get better at controlling the ball out the air. So let's get started. Controlling the ball out the air is a much more difficult skill to master than controlling the ball on the ground for a couple of reasons. 1, you have to judge the flight of the ball accurately in order to control it successfully. 2, you have to get used to putting your body in uncomfortable positions to effectively control the ball sometimes. And 3, you simply receive the ball a lot more on the ground than in the air, so you naturally work on that skill more whenever you're playing. Getting good at receiving the ball out of the air requires a lot more intentionality to really improve this skill. Being able to consistently control the ball out the air is important for players in every position on the pitch. If you are an attacking player and you cannot bring the ball down consistently, then you will slow down your team's attack, because sometimes the best and quickest way to attack the opposition is by playing a long pass in the air. For example, one of the best ways teams are able to unbalance opposing defenses is by switching the field of play. For those that don't know, switching the field of play is when someone plays a cross-field pass to a teammate on the opposite side of the pitch. This is a very effective attacking strategy when the defense has committed too many players to one side of the field, leaving the other side with fewer defenders and therefore more vulnerable. Many people focus on how amazing the pass is, and while it is an awesome skill to be able to hit passes like these, we want to focus our attention on the player receiving the ball. Why? Because switching the play only works effectively if the player receiving the ball has a good enough first touch that allows them to quickly take advantage of the attacking opportunity. If that player is not able to bring the ball down, then that team will not be able to exploit this key advantage, and they will miss out on goal-scoring opportunities. And attacking players aren't the only ones that need to master this skill. Defensive players also need to be able to consistently control the ball out the air. Why? Because at some point, defensive players are going to have to intercept long balls or crosses from the other team. If you are unable to effectively control or deal with these situations as a defensive player, then you will likely put your team in a very bad situation and maybe give up goals as well. So now that we know why it's so important to be able to receive the ball out the air, let's go over the technique. Now, while there are many different ways to control the ball out the air, in this video, we're going over how to receive the ball with the inside of your foot and with your laces. Now first, you want to be in an athletic stance. You don't want to be too stiff because you need to be able to move in whatever direction the ball is going. As the ball is coming down, for those last couple of seconds, you're going to be balancing yourself on one leg. And if that's hard for you to do, it's going to be hard for you to receive the ball out the air consistently. Now as you're getting ready to control the ball and the ball is coming towards your body, you're not keeping your legs stiff and meeting the ball with resistance. You're basically moving your foot with the ball to cushion it onto the ground. If your ankle and knee are locked as the ball's coming towards you, the ball is going to bounce off of you and you're not going to control it. And lastly, you got to keep your eyes on the ball. I know many of us have probably seen professionals do a quick look over the shoulder before they receive the ball, and we'll go over that in a future video. But for now, when you're just starting out, you want to make sure you are looking at the ball all the way until it makes contact with your foot. So now that we have the technique down, let's jump into some drills so we can practice the technique we just learned and develop this skill. Now, for these drills, you don't need any cones or markers. In fact, for these first 2 drills, all you need is a ball and some open space. So in this first drill, what we're going to be doing is kicking the ball up over our head, letting it bounce, and then after the ball bounces, we're going to bring it down with our laces. What we really want to focus on is our technique, being in an athletic stance, making sure you're balancing yourself on that one leg, keeping your eyes on the ball the entire time, and really work on using your foot as a cushion, having it move with the ball as it comes down, and bringing the ball down softly to the ground. You shouldn't see the ball bounce a lot after your first touch. You want the ball to lose a lot of its momentum as you bring it down to the ground. Now, if you're just starting out, don't kick the ball very high. Kick the ball a little bit lower, maybe up to eye level, let it bounce, and then control the ball. And we're focused on technique right now, and once your technique is good, you can kick the ball as high as you want. Now, the only difference between drill number 2 and drill number 1 is that instead of trying to bring the ball down to the ground, after it bounces, you're going to try to bounce the ball on your foot. The reason we do this is so that you really get in the habit of using your foot as a cushion and moving it with the ball as the ball comes down to the ground. If you are able to bounce the ball on your foot consistently, your touch will improve dramatically because you'll really have the mechanics down. Now, if you're just starting out, this will be pretty difficult, so you want to start off kicking the ball up a little bit lower than you did before. But if you practice this drill enough and you're able to do it with both feet, you will have a very good first touch out the air. So for this third drill, we're going to be using a wall so that we can work on receiving the ball out the air with the inside of our foot. So what we're doing in this drill is kicking it against the wall, letting it bounce on the ground before it comes back to you, and then bringing the ball down with the inside of our foot. Now, just like drill number 1, we want to focus on our technique when we're bringing the ball down to the ground. Use the inside of your foot to cushion the ball down to the ground. You should be taking out a lot of the momentum from the ball so that it's not bouncing a lot as it hits the ground. Now, after you've practiced with the inside of your foot, do the same drill but control the ball with your laces. The reason we do this is because you want to be able to receive the ball from different angles. In the first 2 drills, the ball was coming from right up above you as you kicked it over your head. In this drill, it'll be coming from in front of you, and you want to be able to control the ball no matter where the ball is coming from. And there you have it. Those are 3 simple drills that anyone can do to improve their first touch out the air. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any other skills tutorials. Thanks so much for watching. This is Footy Made Easy, and we'll see you next time.